Weber. I'm Coty Schock's mechanic. We're out here at Denver, and this is Coty Schock's race bike.
Yeah, Denver here, guys. We're on the, what's the official title of the team? So I'm going to screw this up.
Muc-Off FXR Club MX Yamaha.
There you go. He nailed it. So my man here doesn't like the camera.
No, I don't.
He doesn't like it, but he's doing it for me, so we're going to get through this thing. So Coty Schock, 37. Like you said, we're in Denver. This is a unique bike. Club MX has come a long way. One, with their engine spec. You can just see it on the track. A lot better than a year or two ago. And obviously, it has evolved into Coty having the best year, at least for me. You agree?
Last year was a little
Concur?
Last year and this year are pretty on par with each other.
Man, I don't know. He's just something different this year. He's more consistent.
I'd say he's definitely got more fire this year, but I feel like it's more in waves this year.
Okay.
Last year we were consistently really decent. We're further up on our good days this year than we were last year, but last year was a little more, I'd say, consistent throughout.
All right, let's start at the front end. We'll make it easy for you because I know you know this bike like the back of your hand. So interesting. Let's just start here because this points out like Luxon. That guy is very smart.
Oh, he's a genius.
So what is going on with this piece right here? What is that?
So that's just to stiffen up the front end a little bit.
Okay.
Whenever we don't have him on, he gets a little wallow feel and he doesn't like it, so that just stiffens up the lower clamp. Gives him more of a sturdy feeling.
And what offset are we on?
We are on 22 clamps.
And are we on 0 races or we have races?
Zero races.
Have we tried races?
He hates them.
Hates races.
Makes him feel like the front end's too heavy.
Too heavy?
Yeah.
So too much bite?
Not really bite, it's just he feels like it's too hard to move it.
Okay. So the suspension is unique. Do we know the company? Can we talk about the company? What is going on with suspension? No logos.
We're in-house for Club MX right now. We have our local Australian that does our suspension. He's an in-house club guy. He's a genius with all his parts and stuff he does, but we don't get the factory help or the parts that they get, so we got to do some customization with some parts to make it work better.
What is Coty most picky about? Is he picky with suspension? Is he more picky with his engine package?
He's not really that picky. I'd say just like any other rider, his levers, as long as they're right, he's happy.
Okay.
Other than that, he's really not that picky with stuff. He's kind of chill, laid back, and just wants to go out and ride a dirt bike and have fun.
Okay. Front tire spec?
Yeah, spec front, spec rear.
And we got Hahn wheels. I'm sorry, Hahn hubs.
Hahn cell rims. Yeah, with the front he runs a different spec or a different front tire for outdoors that he does for Supercross.
So the riders have a couple different options when it comes to front specs, correct?
Yeah, yep. He runs a 3S for outdoors, and he runs a spec front for Supercross.
What measurement are we on here? This looks pretty low.
That is 150 to my top screw.
150 millimeters, Steve, not 90.
Which means we're even lower, so we use the bottom button.
Right.
That's just 150 to
This
the top
is a
screw.
tamer whole shot, right?
Yep.
Correct?
Tamer whole shot.
Got it. All right, so the cockpit, the spec here. What are we on for bar spec? And then is he a bar mount height?
SX bars, stock height, rolled back -1. It's pretty standard.
He likes his stuff pretty tight.
That's way looser than we ran last year.
Really?
Yeah, like literally last year you try to move the bars and the whole bike would turn on the stand.
Okay, so he's like the Lawrences a little bit. He wants some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, outdoors we're still a little stiffer. Now we run this. We compensated with the because he was struggling in his corners a little bit, so it was too tight.
Yep.
So we compensated with that with the stabilizer to try to help out with a little bit of the front end.
Stabilizer in there. Got it. See that? That's a Honda. Have you guys valve this?
We put stiffer oil in it, but we don't valve it.
Now, is he like this much play in his clutch?
No, that's just, I roll it off whenever we're back, and then he rolls it to where he wants it.
Okay, got it.
But he is unique on the start. He gets it to where he wants it.
We thought that's how much play you liked in your...
Is this Chris Keefer or Michael? Is this Chris Keefer or Michael Lindsay? What are we doing?
Show him your start.
Wow, wow. That took me a minute to get, but I just got that.
Show him your spec on your roller.
Yeah,
for
where
your
we
start.
at? Come on.
Oh,
Your man loves video, by the way.
I hate it.
So before, I get to where I usually like to ride it, and then when I'm on the start, 30 car goes up, I roll it out, a little extra oomph.
And it actually helps your arm, arms loosens up your arms.
Yeah, that's just 1 pound.
I asked him, what's your most picky about? He said you're just chill.
Front brake.
Front brake. You gotta have it real touchy?
Yeah. I like it stiff.
Oh, hey
I like
now.
it stiff. It has a little bit more free play. That's because we rode with it, but
Yeah, that's
When you pull it in, it's done. So
it's really hard.
yeah,
And you're an earplug guy.
I am.
Have you been an earplug guy when you were
No,
just when
just when I got on this.
Correct. Yes. So if you guys are wondering, that sucker right there is drawing a shit ton of air.
Easy.
Right there. Right? So there's a lot of air in there, and that is very loud. Even when you guys drill out your covers, that gets really loud. So most of the Yamaha riders are earplug riders. Okay, engine package, sir. What is Club MX doing? How did it evolve? You don't have to get specific, but what did we do to get better? Because it has gotten better.
It has gotten a lot better. That would be Jamie at Twisted Development. That's what it comes down to. I'm not the motor guy, I don't really know. So we have made huge improvements from 23 to 24 and then even more coming into 25. And then we have an updated spec for outdoors that we'll switch to once we get there. So we found some more for outdoors, just a couple changes. But I'm not really too sure what they do in there. It's not my job. I just put it in.
Grips and graphics.
Grips and graphics. These clickers and stickers and grips and graphics.
Electronic water pump.
Yep, electronic water pump. Take some drag off the motor.
Again, Luxon engine mounts. That's
Luxon engine mounts.
and we have a solid mount in there. If you guys are familiar with a YZ450F front mount, that is a two-piece mount. This is a solid one-piece. And I don't. Do you know the millimeter thickness of this?
I don't.
So I'm going to say it's probably an 8 millimeter thickness, looks like, because I'm very familiar with this kind of stuff because I screw with it all the time. So he's going stiff up front, guys, and then you have like a softer feel up here. So for me, this up here helps steering. These guys need something stiff. Obviously Supercross, you need front end bite steering, and then you have something for your hands. And normally when you go softer up here, you get a better feel through your hands up here. So that's just something that we're trying to balance at all times. Front end traction with comfort. Stock linkage.
Stock linkage.
Offset on foot peg mounts.
Stock.
Stock.
Yep.
Do we sharpen these by hand?
Yep.
Cody, you picky about your pegs?
No, because my feet are barely on them anyhow.
You're the big balls of your feet guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially through the whoops. Oh yeah.
Heels down?
I'm working on that.
You said you passed sound with flying colors and you guys do not run an insert.
Nope, no insert.
Okay. Anything change for elevation here at Denver?
Sprocket size.
What gearing are we on right now?
We're on a 1353.
1353.
Normally we're on a 50. We've been on a 50 all season.
So you went from a 50 to a 53.
Yep.
I'll be down. And we're on a different adjuster here. It's more A-kit style for you guys out there. 18 millimeter shaft. A GYTR ignition cover. Stock shifter.
Stock shifter.
Is
Down
he one
notch.
spline down?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Yamaha has an issue with their shift forks. If you hook the shifter and pull back on it and use it for leverage, but that helps him not hook it to kind of remind him. So we drop the shifter a notch so it reminds him not to hook onto it and use it as leverage.
How hard is Cody on clutches?
I'm going to start pedaling.
Terrible.
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 So you're
also to help with that shifter thing, we've grooved teeth into the bottom side of his shifter.
Yep.
Or the brake pedal to help him really lock onto it.
So if you guys can see that.
Flat corners, any situation where he needs to hook on that gives him more grip to also still avoid the shifter and do it.
Is Cody a first gear rider? Does he use first gear a lot?
Do you use first gear lock? No.
No. Stock transmission ratio, or do we have different transmission ratio?
Yes.
Okay. So usually, just for you guys out there wondering, when a mechanic smiles or gets quiet, that means yes. Just because I had a lot of this yesterday when I was asking questions. So to explain this a little bit for you guys, and I'm sure Cody, actually I'm gonna let Cody explain this real quick. So when they're gripping or they're lifting up to try to get into a rhythm, I would assume that's where you lift up on? Underneath here?
No. So for me, I use that in the flat turns. Like flat left-hand turn, I'll hook my foot underneath.
What does that help with?
For me, it helps staying on, like putting the weight to the front tire to avoid the wash.
I'll be down. Okay. I did not know that. I thought it was more for a hook and grab kind of deal.
No.
No, that's why my exhaust go through so quick.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. I told you my feet are barely on the peg, so.
So you don't hook underneath like some guys do underneath here.
No, I don't know how they do that.
I don't know how they do that either.
Yeah, I don't.
I see photos of it all the time, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, my name's Coty Schock, not Eli Tomac.
Okay.
Tomac's so good at that, I can't.
Outdoors we use on the stake pegs to help out with that, give them something to hook onto, but Supercross, we can't find the right spot where it's still good in the whoops.
And do we have a measurement, since we went to 1353, do we have a measurement from the pivot to the swing arm, to the axle?
It's shorter than usual.
Shorter than usual. Does he notice that?
Do you notice that?
He does. Okay, so normally when you change gearing, especially here for Denver, Salt Lake coming up, there is a spec that most of these guys want to be in from here to there. And they need to be in that window for these guys, to have 1, traction, 2, stability through the whoops. If you mess with that number too much, it really affects their, what we call drive out of corners or stability in the whoops. So that is an important number. These guys do not give up that number, which I don't understand, because it doesn't fucking matter, because we're not gonna be able to do that anyway.
Normally, we're on the long swing arm and we're all the way back.
Okay.
Usually.
Yamaha's usually like a
If you want to
farm.
measure that, you can.
If you guys are at home, run that thing all the way back, so it really does help this chassis. What's your favorite part about your bike, Cody?
It's fast.
I just gave you props. They cut you down, but I gave you props.
About what?
I said this is your best year. I feel like.
Yeah.
They said
They said
sideways. It's a sideways move.
I said it's pretty even. Last year, I felt like you were more consistent, but you were 6th place more consistent. This year, your highs are higher, but your lows are lower.
Yeah.
I feel like you're
last
faster.
Year you were 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, like right there. But this year, it's like your best is better, but your worst is worse.
I think Cody is better this year, just faster. Confidence, I think, in his interviews, it seems like you know what you need to do, and you believe that's where you need to be. That's my.
I agree.
So definitely riding better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, what's your favorite part about this bike? Like, what are you most proud of as a mechanic? This is a tough question for you guys. You guys, sometimes you don't really know. A lot of, even the factory mechanics didn't know what to say yesterday.
I don't know either.
Anything that you polish,
the freedom to have variety.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah, polish frame, but I didn't do it this round. It was last round.
How many hours you got in this thing?
On that frame?
Yeah. How many man hours you got to polish this thing?
Like on a build day, how long would it take me? Not long, a normal wash, and then a little J juice on there, a little polish. Takes me about 10 minutes to polish it from after scrubbing it. It's not long at all.
All right.
Yeah, as long as you have the right polish, it goes pretty quick.
All right, guys. 37. #1 in your hearts.